The Blair Witch Project stars Heather Donahue, Michael Williams, and Joshua Leonard. Written, directed, and edited by Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez. It was released on Blu-ray August 31st, 2010, and runs 82 minutes. I was debating whether I should view this or my favorite horror film, House on Haunted Hill, 1999, or my second favorite, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. I ultimately decided on this because I believe the Blair Witch Project is much more significant, not in terms of cinema, but its influence. It single-handedly popularized the found footage genre and proved low-budget films could rake it in as much as the blockbusters. And plus, at the time it was something different, so it had that going for it. It's about 3 amateur filmmakers making a documentary about an urban legend in Burkittsville, Maryland, called The Blair Witch. The disclaimer at the start of the film about finding their footage really helps set the mood. It starts off innocently enough, interviewing townsfolk about what they know about the Blair Witch, and it's all fun and games getting ready, packing up, and shopping for supplies. As they interview, the information they gather gets increasingly more detailed and creepy. The 2 fishermen in particular are really funny, bickering at each other as they reveal what they know. One believes something is out there, the other thinks it's all bull. They interview a woman holding her child, and as she talks about the Blair Witch, the child gets more and more upset. How they got that filmed, I'll never know. The witch apparently lives in the forest, so what better place to go and make a film about her? As they venture deeper into the woods, strange things start happening. They all of a sudden get lost, disoriented, and lose their way. They find stick figures in the trees, strange rock formations reminiscent of burial sites, frightening noises in the dark, and one of them just straight up disappears during the night. Just imagine, you go into the forest looking for a ghost. You have a map of the surrounding area and a compass, but you can't find your way, or your way out. The ghost is purposely making you get lost, leading you closer to it, and you're stuck there. Now that's chilling. Sometimes it's the things you don't see that are most terrifying. There's no indication the witch is doing it, but it sure feels like something is influencing them. As it was explored further in the second film, the witch was making characters do things they didn't know they were doing. Heather may have been directing a film, but it seems the Blair Witch was directing them. It may very well have been Heather was being made to insist she knew where they were going, when she was really unknowingly leading them deeper into the woods, closer to the witch. Each night, as the strange occurrences get worse and worse, seeing them stop for anything during the day, wasting daylight and travel time, started making me anxious, and didn't help knowing they had to stop due to hunger, tiredness, and carrying around oversized backpacks. Without spoiling too much, for those of you who haven't seen it, it doesn't end well. I think horror films that don't have happy endings are best, and most effective considering the genre. The length of the film is one of the reasons I like horror movies. They're short, fun, guilty pleasures that usually aren't taken too seriously. They also seem to speak to mankind's animalistic nature, another reason I believe they're so popular. I want to read the review for the Blair Witch Project I found in Roger's Video Movie Guide 2001. They gave it a turkey out of 5 stars, and it reads, "A fiendishly clever publicity campaign fueled the release of this ultra-low-budget quickie, which turned out to be one of the biggest swindles ever perpetrated on unsuspecting movie audiences. This faux documentary about 3 young filmmakers who meet an uncertain fate while investigating an old legend in the Maryland woods fails to deliver on all counts. First of all, it's such an insignificant film that out of 18,000 other movies, it's the one featured on the front cover of your book. But I see what they're trying to do here. Top-rated movies, worst-rated movie. Second of all, I'd like to see the reviewer sit in what I'm calling the 3 a.m. horror movie condition requirements. A pitch-black room, alone at night, with a decent sound system, and tell me it isn't a good horror film. Third of all, just because you're jealous the film made $1 trillion on a $5 budget doesn't make it a bad movie. It was just a couple of filmmakers without a lot of money who made one of the most influential horror films of all time. The only beef I have here is an obvious one. The video quality is quite poor. I can't fault it too much, as I imagine it's intentional being found footage on old cameras. I bought a used copy of the DVD for $2, as I was interested enough to compare the two. Overall, I hadn't watched a horror film for a long time before watching The Blair Witch Project again. By the end, I was covered in goosebumps and my nerves were shredded, succeeding at what a horror film is supposed to do. This movie is freaking scary and will go down as one of the best of all time. 8.5 out of 10. In October of 1994, 3 student filmmakers disappeared in the woods near Burkittsville, Maryland, while shooting a documentary. A year later, their footage was found. The Blair Witch Project follows a trio of filmmakers on what should have been a simple walk in the woods, but quickly becomes an excursion into heart-stopping terror. As the 3 become inexplicably lost, morale deteriorates, hunger sets in, accusations fly. By night, unseen evil stirs beyond their campfire's light. By day, chilling ritualistic figures are discovered nearby. As the end of their journey approaches, they realize what they're filming now is not a legend, but their own descent into unimaginable horror. Peter Travers of Rolling Stone says, "Scary as hell." Agreed. John Anderson of Newsday says, "Genuinely frightening." Chris Nashawate of Entertainment Weekly says, "One of the creepiest films since The Exorcist." Dennis Dermody of Paper says, "Chills you right to the core." Roger Ebert of Siskel and Ebert says, "Thumbs up, creative, inventive, and ingenious." Special features, discovered footage, theories of the Blair Witch, director and producer commentary, never before seen alternate endings, Curse of the Blair Witch, The Blair Witch Legacy, theatrical teasers and trailer, 1080p high definition. Well, that's my take on the Blair Witch Project. Let me know what your experience is with this movie. Thank you so much for watching 3 AM Reviews. Help a brother out and help grow the channel by subscribing. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video, dislike if not. Hit thumbs up if you love the Blair Witch Project. Leave me a comment. I love interacting with you, the viewers. And with that, goodbye for now. Take care, peace out, and cut.